Good morning. This is Brian, and welcome back to the ranch. So this morning, I've already moved the cows to their new paddock, and it's the beginning of September, so we're getting really close to hunting season. I need to go over to my shooting alley and get everything kind of mowed down, so the grass is a little shorter, so we can, have good footage of the trail camera and see what's coming by. And then once I get all that cleaned up, I have a fence line that really needs some cleaning up. I have pretty much ignored it all summer long because it's been so hot. Today's going to be a great day. I think it's about 70 degrees and it's not going to get much hotter than that. So we got a little break in the weather. So once I get that done, I'll come over here. I need to mow the pasture right here behind me that I just moved the cows off of. And that's what we got going on today. All right, so this area at the back of my property is I call my shooting gallery. It's basically where I hunt every year. Unfortunately, I haven't been terribly successful. My glasses went crazy. Over the last 2 years, I haven't managed to harvest a deer. I did 2 years ago. It was a small buck. We ate him pretty quick. So we haven't had deer meat at our household for a couple of years, so I'm excited to hopefully get a deer this year. So my tree stand is right up here. Typically I'll bow hunt from this. I do get an archery and a rifle license every year, and so I put my feeder over here. And this little alleyway right here that backs up to my neighbor's property, which is a deer lease, is a good place to hunt because the deer right through these trees right here, they come across the property. You can actually kind of see where they walk along here. That's also where water kind of sheds as well. But I like to mow this down just so that I can see what animals are coming through here, especially hogs. I got a night scope this year, so I'm excited to thin the herd on hogs that come onto the property, because it's always a problem every year. There's usually at least one sounder or two that come through the property. So anyways, I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time, clean this area up here, and just get ready for hunting season. All right, so we got all this mowed down. It should give us a nice view of any animals coming through. So I'm gonna check the battery in this feeder. I have it set to go off every morning and every evening. So 7 a.m. again, 6 p.m. All right, so in the past I didn't have this cage on here, and I invested in this cage this last year because the deer would just go up there and spin the thing with their tongue and just get a free lunch anytime they wanted to, and they were going through corn like crazy. So if you ever get one of these, always get the cage that goes with it. All right, so this is our lower hayfield right here. I just wanted to show you. So this area where it looks really pristine and beautiful and no weeds, this is where I mowed. And then right over here, I mowed this area a couple months ago after I took them off of here. When I took the cows off of here and I finished grazing them. And the reason I didn't mow this area right here is because it's full of sandburrs. And you can see there's a lot of Bermuda grass growing in there, but there's a lot of this sage that grows in here. The cows don't eat any of this sage. And the reason I didn't mow it is because there's nothing but sandburrs infested in this area. So I didn't want to mow it. You can kind of see right here, there's the sandburrs. And I mean, it is thick sandburrs in here. Like, in fact, that's all there is sandburrs in here. So, you know, last video I showed installing the bag for my Bad Boy mower. So I'm gonna come through here and I'm gonna mow this. As soon as it starts to go dormant, I'm gonna mow all of this and bag it and try to pick up as many of these sandburrs as I can. Then I'm going to come through with my sandburr roller and roll it and try to pick up as many as I can. And then I'm probably going to drag it also with a felt blanket, and because that actually does a pretty good job of getting any stragglers that were missed. I'm hell-bent on trying to get all of these sandburrs off of my property. It drives me crazy that they come back every year despite all my efforts to eradicate them. So that's why this area doesn't look quite as pristine as that area, because mowing really does knock down the weeds. I mean, any little bit of weeds that you have, especially after you're done grazing, I come through there and I take it down to about 6 inches if they haven't grazed it down that far. And it does an amazing job of keeping weeds down. So once again, you can kind of see, you know, if I had mowed this area at the same time I mowed this area, it would probably look the same. But instead of being Bermuda grasses, all it would be sandburrs. And every time you mow those sandburrs, they'll drop the sandburrs and then they'll grow and they'll go to seed again. So I don't like to mow all throughout the summer in the growing season areas that have sandburrs, because then you're just multiplying how many seeds you're dropping, and it just makes them thicker and thicker every year. So I don't mow any areas that have sandburrs in it. If I have little spotches here and there in the hayfield, I go around it, and then at the end of the season, so probably in like November, December, I'll come back here and I'll mow all of that down and bag it, make sure I get all of the sandburr seeds up, and then you know, get the rest with the rollers. So that's kind of you know, how I'm managing my hayfields. And when I do it this way, it looks beautiful. I mean, this almost looks like if I cut that down to 3 inches, that would look like a golf course or a lawn. So I'm really happy with the way that the hayfields look when I cut it down. So the next thing I'm going to do today is, I have this fence right here that I put a couple years ago. I had a real problem with a feral hog that kept coming into my property, and he would I knew it was a boar hog, and he would, gosh, he would come onto the property, and within a day he would root up about an acre of my hay fields and absolutely destroy it. So I built this fence here thinking, oh, I can keep hogs out if I just put a fence up, which, don't be naive to think that a fence barrier is going to keep hogs out. I mean, I guess it can to a certain extent, but I ended up building kind of a homemade hog trap, and I put it back here. It was really successful in getting that hog. I'll put a little footage of him getting in there and me driving up late at night to take care of him. But and I've just absolutely neglected like crazy this area back here. So I like to try to keep the forest from encroaching on the property. This is kind of my first line of defense of keeping all of this in this wash area from, you know, invading my hay fields. So I'm gonna go, while I got the DR mower down here, I'm gonna go ahead and knock all of this down and just kind of get this area cleaned up so it keeps the forest at bay and also looks nice. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.